What makes the engine modern and efficient is also what makes it far more sensitive than older generations. Welcome to Motive Components. I'm Marvelous. Modern engines today are the result of incredible engineering progress. They are cleaner, more efficient, and more powerful, and more refined than ever before. But with that progress comes with a new reality that many owners don't always fully appreciate at first. These engines now demand more attention, more understanding, and more consistent care from the people who run them. Today, we're taking a closer look at the DV5 engine and how it operates, what makes its design so advanced, and why real-world driving conditions have such a significant impact on this long-term reliability. What the DV5 engine really is? Well, the DV5 is a compact, high-efficiency diesel engine used across multiple manufacturers, including Ford, Volvo, and Peugeot, and Citroën, and many more vehicles. On paper, it is an extremely impressive piece of engineering. It delivers strong fuel economy, low emissions, and a lightweight internal structure designed to maximize efficiency and great power for the size of the engine. However, what makes the engine modern and efficient is also what makes it far more sensitive than older generations. It operates with extremely tight internal tolerances across all moving components, advanced turbocharging system designed for efficiency and responsiveness, complex emission control systems such as DPF and the EGR, and officially a requirement for precise oil quality flow. Unlike older diesel engines that could tolerate delayed servicing or inconsistent use patterns, the DV5 operates with a much narrower margin for error. Every system depends on the others working with a very specific balance. So, why real-world driving matters? Well, the challenge is that engines like the DV5 are designed around ideal operating conditions, steady temperatures, consistent load, and uninterrupted running cycles. But real-world driving rarely reflects those conditions. Short journeys prevent the engine from reaching full operating temperature. Stop-start traffic interrupts thermal stability, and repeated cold start place the engine into its most vulnerable operating phase again and again. When this happens, oil doesn't reach its optimal working condition, meaning it cannot fully protect the internal components. Emission systems are unable to complete proper regeneration cycles, and internal parts are forced to operate under conditions they were never designed to stay in for long periods. Over time, the engine adapts to compensate, but that compensation is not neutral. It gradually contributes to wear that builds slowly and often goes unnoticed until it becomes significant. So, what happens inside over time? As these driving patterns repeat, several key stress points begin to develop across the system. So, engine oil gradually becomes diluted and loses its protective effectiveness. Turbocharger components receive inconsistent lubrication under varying load conditions. Emission systems begin to clog, overload, or operate outside their optimal range. And sensors begin to detect deviations, triggering warning that escalates over time. Importantly, these are not isolated failures happening independently. They are connected events, a full system responding to ongoing imbalance within its operating environment. Now, how to own a DV5 successfully? The positive side of the DV5 is that when it is maintained correctly and operated with awareness, it performs extremely well. In fact, owners who understand how the engine behaves in real-world conditions tend to avoid the majority of long-term issues entirely. So, best practice comes down to a few key principles. Reducing oil service intervals to around 5,000 to 8,000 miles depending on usage. Always using the correct low SAPS oil specification designed for modern emission systems. Ensuring the vehicle is regularly driven for sustained periods to allow full operating temperature and regeneration cycles. And lastly, responding early when any changes in behavior, warning signs, or performance appear. This is not about over-maintaining the engine. It's about maintaining it in a way that aligns with how it actually operates in the real world. So, the DV5 is not a bad engine. It is a precise and highly engineered one. When it is supported correctly, it delivers excellent efficiency, performance, and longevity. But when its requirements are ignored or misunderstood, issues tend to build quietly over time rather than appearing suddenly. As an owner, you need to be sure that you follow these oil change intervals. And if you hear any kind of rattle on startup or under acceleration, get it checked out immediately. For components designed around the world demands, trust Motive Components. For your replacement parts, ask your service center or a mechanic for the brand the trade trust. I've been Marvelous. Expect more.